In the winter of 1833, a nervous young law student made his way through the narrow, dangerous streets of the Mouffetard district in Paris. Even the police hesitated to enter this neighborhood after dark. Disease festered in the overcrowded tenements. Desperation bred violence. Yet the young man had been told there was someone here, someone who could teach him what it truly meant to serve the poor. He found the address, a modest house run by the Daughters of Charity. Inside, he was received in a simple parlor by a woman in her 40s, wearing the distinctive white cornet of her order. Her manner was direct but kind. She listened to his idealistic plans, then began to speak, not of theories or grand visions, but of the actual faces of poverty she encountered daily on these very streets. The young man returned again and again. He brought his friends, other students from the Sorbonne, young men studying law and medicine and engineering. They gathered in that parlor in the heart of the slums, listening as this sister taught them the practical wisdom of charity. Where to find families in need, how to approach them with dignity, what help would sustain rather than humiliate. The poor will insult you, she told them. The ruder they are, the more dignified you must be. Remember, our Lord hides behind those rags. With her guidance, these university students began their own charitable work. In 1833, they formalized it into an organization. Small at first, just a handful of friends meeting weekly to coordinate their efforts to help the poor. They called themselves the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, after the founder of the sisters' own order. The society grew. Within a decade, it had spread across France, then across Europe, then to America, Asia, Africa. Today, the Society of St. Vincent de Paul operates in 153 countries, with hundreds of thousands of members serving millions of people in need every year. It stands as one of the most successful lay charitable organizations in Catholic history. The nervous young law student who first knocked on that door? His name was Frederic Ozanam. He would be beatified by Pope John Paul II in 1997. But the woman who taught him everything, who gave the society its practical foundation, its street-level wisdom, its respect for the dignity of the poor, she remained in that same house in the Mouffetard district. For 54 years, she never left. She opened clinics and schools and orphanages. She nursed the dying during cholera epidemics. She mediated between warring factions during the revolutions of 1830 and 1848, her white cornet a flag of peace on the barricades. When she died in 1856, 50,000 people attended her funeral, beggars and bishops, students and emperors, the wealthy and the destitute she had served. Yet outside of Paris, few knew her name. That young man's mentor, the woman who shaped one of the world's greatest charitable movements from a parlor in the Paris slums, was Sister Rosalie Rendu. She was beatified in 2003, not for founding anything grand, but for 54 years of faithful, hidden service to her beloved poor. This is the story behind the story.